What's going on, everyone? So the Philadelphia 76ers looked terrifying healthy. Right? Joel Embiid's cooking, Paul George, VJ Edgecombe immediately became, a star for them. Like that young man he's going to be a hooper. Not afraid of the moment, not afraid of the playoffs. Like this just another Tuesday for him. Like it just was so impressive. Obviously Tyrese Maxey. And here's the problem though. It is going to be really easy for Daryl Morey to talk himself into this Sixers team. And, I need to run it back. Man, if this team can just be healthy, right? And I just think it's fool's gold. I really do. I think it is total fool's gold. I think you need to trade Paul George. I think you need to sell Joel Embiid to the highest bidder. And I think you need to just take Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, and those two guys are what is your foundation you're building around. I think the process is over, and I think that you need to just be done with it. Again, I understand this team. I said it all season, right? Like this team healthy look at them on paper. They're terrifying on paper. Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Paul George, Joel Embiid, Kelly Oubre, like all these guys. You got, an excellent backup center and Andre Drummond, all these, like you have everything you need to be hoisting the Larry O'Brien at the end of the year. You do. You have a very good chance of being that team. But can they stay healthy? And guess what? They couldn't stay healthy. And Paul George gets the suspension and stuff like that. But it's like how many times are you going to keep, it's the definition of insanity. Same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, right? Like that's where they're at. VJ Edgecombe was a blessing. That was a gift from the heavens. You could probably still get a pretty good return for Joel Embiid. Because there are teams that are going to think like, oh, we can get him healthier. We can do that. And Joel Embiid is that good that like, again, if he can just have a healthy playoff run, you could win a championship. And I understand like, you don't want to be the team that trades Joel Embiid and all that stuff, but I think you have to, right? Like, even if worst case scenario happens, you trade Joel Embiid, he's healthy for an entire season, and he wins the NBA championship. I think you just put your hands up and you go, hey, and you take it on the chin and you just go, we did what's best for the organization. Hey, look at this. Because I would be willing to bet if I was Daryl Morey that he's not going to be able to do that. And he's not going to be able to stay healthy. And he's not going to be able to be reliable. And yeah, he might be healthy first round. He might be healthy second round. But at some point, he's going to break down for you. And then you're going to be without Joel Embiid. And I think that happens and goes to stay anywhere. Right? And I just think, it's the same thing with Paul George and everything else. Right? Like, I understand... like before Edgecombe, it was like, you got Maxey, Paul George, and Joel Embiid. It's right. It's like, try to be the best version of the team that you can. Like, let's see if everyone's healthy. But I think Edgecombe changes things for you because he is that good, man. He is so good, right? Like and I just think you have him and Tyrese Maxey, and that's your foundation. I think that's your core. I think you lean into those two. You let those two be your future. You let those two be your stars. And then I think from there, you just continue to build out what you need to build out. And you go get a young center and you go, get some rotation guys and you take a flyer on a couple guys. And, Paul George, the question is like, would you actually be able to get some value for Paul George is the problem. But even if you don't, even if you just kind of dump him, right? Like it is what it is, right? I think you do that. You get off of him. You get off. I think you'd get a nice return for Joel Embiid. Can you go get a nice young player or two? Right? Like, and now it's like, okay, cool. We got, could you go to OKC and be like, like, let's work something out. They have a ton of picks, young players, right? That you can add like wings and stuff like that. You can add alongside Edgecombe and stuff. And they may end up losing Isaiah Hartenstein. Could you like go to them and be like, hey, how would you like Joel Embiid? Like, replace Isaiah Hartenstein with Embiid? And the Thunder wouldn't be a team that would be super reliant on him being super healthy. could you maybe like get a J-Dub? Like, hey, J-Dub hasn't been healthy for you. All right, like, can we get a J-Dub and a couple of picks, for Joel Embiid? And it's like, now you got Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, J-Dub, and, let's say you get 3 firsts or something like that for Joel Embiid, 2 firsts, something like that, whatever. The problem is, like, what is Joel Embiid's value? Because he just can't stay healthy. But, like, I think like that's a really good foundation, right? J-Dub healthy is like a legit 2-way wing in this league, right? I mean, he was looking like, during their finals runs, looking like a top 15 player in basketball. You're just like, yeah, this dude is ridiculous, right? Now you got your basically 1, 2, and 3 locked up. And then from there, it's just go find that center, go find that forward, and then just kind of reset and build. I mean, you might be as good, right? Like, yeah, J-Dub could stay healthy. You got like, his abilities and his scoring and defense with Edgecombe and then Maxey and all that. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't hate it. Like I just think the Sixers are going to keep just being insane. Right, I do. I just think that they're just going to keep doing, like I said, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And I think that's what they're going to do. I think they're just going to keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, talking themselves into it, only for it to realize, like, man, maybe we were wrong. Right? Like, I don't know. I just think it's in their best interest to just kind of go like, let's hit the reset button here a little bit, because I think Daryl Morey's going to talk himself into like, ooh, we were right there. We had, if Joel Embiid was healthy the whole time, like, who knows what would happen, right? Like, and then I think that he's just going to go like, okay, well, let's go make another big push. Let's go make another big move. Let's go get all these other stuff. Like, Daryl Morey likes names on the back of the jersey. That's his thing. He did it in Houston. He does it everywhere. He wants to if he could put 15 name players on the same team, he would. The CBA is to stop Daryl Morey from just putting together like the 15 best players on one roster. Right? But there's more to it than that, especially in the modern NBA. Right? Like, most of these teams that are really good and successful only have one guy. It's one guy and a bunch of really high-end role guys, right? Like, it's just, I don't know. It's something that they're going to have to kind of figure out here. And kind of reassess and readjust. And I think that they should just face reality and go, you know what? Just kind of reshuffle the deck here a little bit this offseason. But anyways, always, this is a discussion at Pet Squishing You. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Else not, if you enjoy these types of videos, truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.